All right. Well, new moon blessings, my friends. New moon blessings, solar eclipse energies all over us. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Let's start with just taking a collective breath. So sit, I have my hands here. I'm going to keep them here. You can have your hands wherever you like. Take a nice full inhale, grow tall. Release the breath, bow your chin. Close your eyes. Take a few conscious breaths to feel yourself arrive, to bring your presence and your awareness into this space. And let the next exhalation be that release of your day, of any stress, any overthinking. Soften your eyes. And wherever you've placed your hands now, bringing them to your heart space, either pressing them together or folding them in. And inhale, re-lengthen yourself. Grow tall right from the crown of your head. Keep that length as you exhale, bow your chin. We're going to open this practice. We'll chant Om 3 times. And it could be a very gentle, quiet Om. So whatever feels right for you. Inhale. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs or to your knees. Lift your chin, open your eyes. Okay, let's start with your feet, my friends. So go ahead, stretch them out. Move your little toes, move your ankles, and then bring one foot. So I always start with the same foot. So knowing that, I'm going to switch. And gathering whatever you have. If you have something to massage on your feet, great. And if you don't, you have your hands, and that is just as good. Good. And so as you massage your feet, just looking at your feet with soft eyes and smiling. Notice, rough skin, dry skin. Notice soft skin. And feeling into the bones in your feet and the places where you can't really feel the bones. Good. Maybe if your space isn't so dark, you can even notice the color of this foot. And then working in between the toes in some way. So even just using your thumb in between or putting all your fingers in between if you like, even if you don't like. And giving each of these toes a little rub and tug. Good. And then just massaging the whole foot, the top of the foot, the bottom of the foot. And we'll just do some twisting. So I grab the foot in 2 different ways and you move your hands in 2 different ways. Good. Okay, and then we're just warm it up. It's been so cold. And there we go. Good. Okay. Blow it a kiss. Give it a kiss. I love you, foot. Thank you for everything you do. I was listening to something else, and it's I know that we do this. I say we, collective we. But, any chance you have to give gratitude and say thank you, it just opens up and rewires our brain differently. So focusing with soft eyes on your other foot when you get there. And getting to know this foot. Where is the skin a little rough? Where is it nice and soft? Any places of discomfort, comfort. And same thing, just like working in between the toes. Whenever you get there, just mindful that the spaces between your toes, the bases of the toes, and using your thumb for that or your fingers. Putting your fingers between your toes is really uncomfortable for you. Then put your fingers between your toes. From experience, speaking from experience. That's good. Okay. And we'll just love this foot like it's cold on a cold night. And then we'll do this little twisting action over the foot. Yes. And then send your love in there, either like a mwah, or just hold it like, oh, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Yes. It's like, I don't know if guys have this the same way, but, all women know, have had a time in their life where you've shoved your feet into shoes that they shouldn't have been in, and you walked way too far in those very uncomfortable shoes. And then you reach a point in your life where you're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to honor my feet and wear comfortable footwear. Great. Okay. All right. So let's, this is how we're going to do this. I do want to do some writing, but I'd like us to move a little bit first. And my intention is to have you move from lying on your back. So knowing that you're going to come up, you can prepare your space. If you want something to lie on, a blanket, have a block nearby to lift your hips on. If you don't have a block, you can use a bolster or folded blanket. And I think that should be it. So, something underneath your head. It's always a nice idea. Have the head lifted a little bit. So I'll put another blanket down for underneath your head, maybe something else if you need to cover yourself. Yeah. Okay, and as you come to lie down, just taking a few moments, gratitude just to be on the solid earth. Good. And feel, your back fully supported, nice, the curves of your spine supported. You can have your legs stretched out or legs bent, whatever feels good. We'll just take maybe 5 breaths like this. Just conscious inhale, conscious exhale. And taking your arms and just bringing them over your head, but in a way that the backs of the hands, the arms can rest. So you might have your arms right over your head. They might kind of be folded above the crown of your head. Or you might have them out to the side more if you have shoulder stuff. So that you're still in a relaxed state, but we're just opening, lengthening the sides of the body a little bit more. And again, legs stretched out or bent, either one. So take a nice big inhale, fill yourself right up. Pause here, hold your breath, draw your belly in and up, just gently. Soften your eyes and exhale, release everything. And take a normal breath in and out. And here, bring the right knee into your chest. Take your arms up and over. Catch hold of that shin. You can extend the left leg or keep it bent. And just take 5 breaths here. If you want to move the knee, you can. If you just want to be still, that's fine. Just nice, easy, full, beautiful breaths. Notice if your chin is lifting up, just pull it back. Soften your eyes. And then we'll extend this right leg up, interlace your fingers behind the center of the thigh. And maybe the leg will go straight and you can flex your foot a little bit, but if that's too much, then make it your own. 5 breaths. If you're able to straighten that leg, open up through the back of the knee. Good. And then we'll just take that leg straight down so the arms can come out. And you lower this leg down. If it needs to bend, that's fine. Otherwise, just take it all the way. And bring your arms back up over your head wherever you had them before. Take 5 breaths. Soften your eyes. Nice full inhale. And a full exhale. And then bring the left knee in. Opposite, interlace your fingers. And again, we're just here. So if you want to move it, you can, or you can just be still. Notice your chin, pull it in. Melt your back to the floor. Soften all the muscles of your face. Nice full inhale, full exhale. And then extending this leg up. Opposite, interlace the fingers behind the center of the thigh. And you find your place here with the leg extended, or if the knee needs to bend. And maybe you can add flexion into the foot. And then dropping into your breath again. Good. And then release your hands. Lower this straight leg all the way down. We're going to rest again. I'll take the arms back up over the head. And just drop in to your breath, to your presence, to this grounding. Okay, both knees are coming into the chest now. And the arms will come back up, and then just hold the knees and the shins. And if it doesn't happen for you, you can always throw a blanket or something over your shins and just kind of hold that, so you don't have to put in that kind of effort. And then tuck your chin again. Rest the back of the head on the earth, on the blanket, and take a few breaths here. You can always make it deeper by grabbing opposite elbows or opposite forearms. But keep your face relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Good. And keep your knees where they are. We'll just take the arms down. And we're going to come into just twisting. So we'll drop the knees to one side. They don't have to touch the floor. And you'll just pick them up and take them over. And so we'll just do a little bit of, back strengthening, abdominal work. But at the same time, we're also releasing. So the palms can turn down to support yourself. And let's say I'm going to do one more on each side, just this rocking, not moving very fast. And we'll let the knees drop over to the right. So you feel free to put something underneath the knees. Turn your palms up, turn your head maybe up to the sky or to the left, and we drop in for 5 breaths. And coming back to that nice, free, conscious breathing. Filling yourself up and releasing yourself. And this is my last breath here. And then we'll bring the knees over to the other side. So you might turn your palms down to lift them up and taking them over and settling yourself with your props on the left side. Turning your head to the right or just up to center and drop in again for 5 breaths. This is my last inhale here. And exhale. And we'll come onto your back. You can hug the knees back in. You want to rock them around a little bit. And then place your feet on the floor. And here's where we'll grab your block or your bolster.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll just place that underneath your sacrum just to come into the supported bridge pose. So the block can be any height. Even the smallest height is effective. But if you can go higher, do it. So that we have the chest very heavy to the floor, shoulders very heavy to the floor, back of the head very heavy. And the arms can rest however works for you. Okay, so we take 5 breaths here, just as you are. If it doesn't feel comfortable, adjust your block. And just melt into whatever this block or bolster, whatever you're on, is offering. Good. Okay. Now, you can stay here. You can lower your block, raise it, and you can play it any way you like. I'm just going to offer this here, just for the back. I'm just going to heel toe the feet a little closer together. You bring the right knee in. You might be able to grab it, you might not. Your hands might hold the block instead, and then the left leg can stretch out. It doesn't have to touch the floor. It could just be straight out, and I'm just going to extend the knee in and the extended leg, the left heel out. And then I'm going to switch, and I might do that in the air. And this is just like a really nice, like kind of a back stabilizer. So you just kind of split the legs as if the knee is coming in closer and the right heel's moving away. Okay, then I'm going to take both legs out, and I'm just going to let the heel settle on the floor in this kind of a bridge pose here. If this is no good for you, then bend your knees and just set your feet on the floor. If you're okay here, we'll take 5 breaths. Nice. Last inhale. Exhale. And then we'll bend the knees if the legs are extended. Okay, I'm going to come off the block, but I know some of you like to do other stuff. So go ahead and, if you want to play on the block, that's fine. And when you're ready, you'll come off. But if you're ready now, just come off the block, and we're just going to come back to that resting pose, arms over the head. Maybe legs stretched straight, maybe bent, and just take 5 breaths. So if you're playing, you could, you have 5 more breaths to play. Okay, so maybe you're just coming down now, and then you're going to rest. And the next thing we're going to do is just the windshield wiper. So we'll bend the knees, separate the feet apart. The arms can go wherever you like them, my friends. And then just drop the knees side to side a few times. I think this is probably my new favorite yoga go-to releasing pose, because there's a lot happening here. You know, we've got the hip crease, we're moving the thighs in the hip crease, we're moving the low back. The belly's getting a little bit of a stretch. So it's good work. Good. So I'll just do one more on each side. And then we're just going to come to rest on the earth as we are. And that might be knees bent with the knees touching, basic resting pose, or not. That's fine. You can also just stretch your legs out and just resting your hands wherever feels good. Maybe on your belly or out to the side, anywhere there. Okay, so just for these few moments, before we're going to move into our writing exercise, imagine that you're lying outside and the air is warm and the earth is warm. And above you is a dark, dark sky. And as you open your eyes in your imagination and you look at the sky, the stars start to appear. And there's so many stars that you just start smiling. You feel like there's this like amazing light show just for you. All the stars, you see them all. What you don't see is any moonlight, any moon. For tonight is the new moon. It is the birth of a new moon cycle. You're going to begin today, right now, as you lie under the numerous stars that are visible through the dark, dark, dark of night. And as you lie here and you look at the stars and you realize, or you feel deeply of how quickly you are here and you are gone. And that for this time, you feel energized to do your great life work, whatever that is. Doesn't need to be anything that's going to change the world. It could just be something so significant to the ones you love and for your own free heart. Maybe you know what that is, and maybe you don't. So just here, starting to invite in what you deeply desire. And you could just like name words. If you don't have a specific thing of what you deeply desire, maybe it's just calling in for serenity, for peace, for healing, for love, for company, for strength, for vision, for growth, for abundance, tenderness, anything else. And feel here under the dark sky, amidst the numerous stars, that you can implant, you can plant those things deep within you. So instead of just inviting it in, you become that. I am. Just feel all of that which you have offered, just settling deep, deep, deep within you. You don't even need to remember what it is you put there. Just feel, I am that. All of that, I am. You feel you are one with the stars. Equally important is shining your light. Okay, so if you wish to join me in journaling, you might stretch your arms and your legs, roll to one side, and pause in the fetal position for a few breaths. And then you'll press yourself up to sitting. When you're ready, and you can take your writing, or if you want to just stay on your back, you just stay with this. But as I open the page, the first thing I do is draw the new moon. So that'll just be like a circle. And so I'll just do that. And I'm going to write, last new moon of 2020. And I'll just put that on the page. And then in the middle of the page, I'm going to write the two words, I am. And I'm going to make them really big. Just right in the middle of the page. And I'll just like this. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. I am. Yeah. Shh. Okay. Now I'm going to take my opposite hand and I'm just going to make like a circle or a cloud or whatever it is around the words I am. I'll just use my non-dominant hand, and I might even just like go over that a few times, just creating this little shape around I am. Okay. And then after you've done that, sometimes I'll go over again, just like color in the I am as I'm thinking, what words am I going to write here for this last lunation of 2020? What are things that I want to bring forward into this next decade? Because that's where we are. We're starting a new decade. So you might just start to jot down words, and it might even be sentences. And whatever it is, whatever wants to come out of your pen, just let that happen. And even if it's nothing but just doodling and drawing new moons, it's fine. So take your time and go whenever you're ready. And you will probably find that once you start, they just pour. It just pours out of you because you know. Make sure you have the word love in there at some point. Super important. Yeah, so keep going until you've had enough, or you've reached, not had enough, but you've reached that place where you're like, okay, I feel very good. And then whenever you're ready, you'll move into your meditation, either sitting or lying down in Shavasana, whatever you like. And I'm going to do this for a few more moments, and then I'll start to set the timer for 20 minutes. So take your time. Wonder if we all wrote travel on our list. One thing we're all missing. Okay, and then if you like to read it over, great. If you don't want to read it over, that's fine too. You might even see if you've written down the word that you've been choosing to kind of guide you for the next year. Maybe yes, maybe no. So I'm just getting settled here and just wrap myself up in the shawl. So just taking all of that into you don't even need to think about it. As you come into your meditation, let's do this. I love this, and it's easier said than done, but to stay present, to not go to the past and not go to the future, to stay present. So if you're lying down, however you place your hands is lovely. I'm going to do this seated, and you could do this lying down with the palms facing up. I'm just going to touch the tip of the index finger and the thumb together and create this like circle into your chin mudra is what it's called. And it's that idea of inviting in openness, open-hearted, open mind, open body, open attitude. And settling your breath, your posture, your body, and resting deeply in your own stillness. If anything pops in your head that you're like, I need to write that down, then go ahead and do that. If you need to come out a little bit and just write something down and then come back in. It's the joys of having paper and pen right in front of us. Let's have a good meditation, my friends, and I will let you rest here. stay in the present, not going to the past, not going to the future. Bringing your inner awareness and inner gaze more deeply inside. It's resting your awareness deep inside of you to the place where you would plant the seeds of your inner desires, what you are calling in and inviting in and creating fertile space for. Just bringing your attention to this place, your deep inner fertility. Wherever you feel that, seeing the darkness there, knowing that every seed needs the light to flourish, that needs to start in the dark, in the safety and comfort, cocooning of the darkness. As we move into our final 5 minutes of meditation, if you wish to change into Shavasana and just create that space for yourself, or stay as you are. Just staying in that present space. Feeling the heaviness of your body and the lightness of your breath. Connecting to the darkness, safety and comfort of being held in the dark. And understanding that the dark needs the light and the light needs the dark to balance each other. And just as we're moving into the darkest point of the year, winter solstice, just around the corner, that there is the promise of the light. From winter solstice, we begin that great inhalation to take us to summer solstice. And just as we are here in the rebirth of this moon cycle with this new moon, that this cycle will also go to fullness. And that will happen on December 30th, the very end of the year. So with that invitation to be in the dark and the promise of the light, take a full breath in and release the breath all the way. And if you're lying down, or you're sitting, you want to stay for a little bit longer, go ahead. Otherwise, you'll start to make little movements through your fingers, your wrists, maybe your toes, your ankles. And if you're sitting and you have a candle lit or low light, you might even just start to open your eyes just enough to let in the light. And to just feel that polar opposites, moving from the dark to the light. If you wish to bring yourself up to seated to close the practice, then just continue on making your way up. Otherwise, stay as you are. And if you feel you want to stretch your arms over your head or stretch your legs out, go ahead and do that. Okay, and then once you're up, just bring the hands together, and I'm just going to lightly touch the pads of the fingers and just leave this nice space inside the hands. And inhale, grow tall. And exhale, bow your chin. So you bow to your heart, to the light within and the light without, to the darkness within and the dark without, to embracing the parts of you that you show readily, the parts of you that you love, and to embracing the parts that you keep hidden, the part in the shadows, and to learning to love those parts. I'm just going to, in the most simplistic terms, it could be that loving your love handles, in the most simplistic way, but it goes much deeper than that. So very surface, but these little things about ourselves that we feel we don't love. We just take a moment here and just honor them, honor those places in the dark. And that it's okay to bring those places to light. Those are the parts of you that make you unique and beautiful and interesting. And so from here, if you wish to bring your hands all the way together, inhale, lengthen tall, and exhale as you are. And we'll just seal this practice with one very quiet inhale. Bowing your chin, great love and honoring. Namaste, Shanti, and peace. Take a full breath. Lift your chin, breathe into your hands. Catch your breath, hold the breath, lift your eyes, open your eyes. As you hold that breath in the darkness of your hands, I thank you for honoring and for taking this time to mind the shadows. And then offering this breath to yourself first, and then we'll send it out with great love in my heart, honoring. Thank you so much, you guys. Good. So, and I hope you found that useful and helpful. So much love. We'll see you guys, some of you tomorrow, some of you in your next class. Have a great night and sleep well.